Hi everybody, Scott Pienta with HTV1, and we're out here with Christine Delaney at the Tibbits Opera House. And,
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I know it's been a whole thing. So you are the executive director of the Tibbits Opera House, and what does that entail? What does that involve?
Well, Scott, you said you weren't going to ask any difficult questions. It's about everything. It's just making sure that we are doing everything we can to maintain this building, to keep the funds coming in, to program it, to meet the needs of the community in any way that needs to be. We are a professionally run nonprofit organization, and we feel like we have a great need in this community to provide the arts. All of them. So there's theater, there's music, there's plenty of opportunity for kids and families.
And I see you got some kids' plays coming in. You have professional New York plays come in here. Mm-hmm. You have musicals in here. You have all kinds of things in here. How long has the Tibbits Opera House been around?
It was built in 1882. So, I mean, the history of the building is 137 years. Mm-hmm. And it was built because it's the halfway point between Detroit and Chicago. And so they could get a lot of those touring artists back then to come and perform in this little small community of Coldwater, Michigan. And almost every community had an opera house, so that wasn't unusual. Mm-hmm. The Tibbits Opera Foundation, who now owns and operates the theater, has been around since 1962, so 56 years. We produce our own summer stock, which is the professional theater that you talk about with all of our New York actors and all over the country. We present touring artists just like they did back in 1882, so that's the professional groups that are coming in. And then we bring in programs for the kids, for the schools, or opportunities for the kids to be on stage. And we have about 20 different organizations and groups in the community who rent the theater. We're getting ready, there's a rehearsal right after this interview for one of the schools that's going to be doing their graduation ceremony here.
Oh, that's awesome. So you got, there's one of the schools going to be coming here doing their graduation commencement.
Dance recitals.
Dance recitals. You can do school plays here.
We do them.
So you could do all kinds of things here. Tell me, how many people does it seat? This is just such a beautiful building. How many people does it seat?
We just say 500 seats. A little bit more, but it's basically 500 seat theater.
That's a good sized theater.
It's a very nice sized theater, and
it's really reminiscent of the days. I mean, it's the red on the walls, the red chairs, and the great sides, just the open face and the old architecture design of the way the open balcony is and everything else, and the railing. And I mean, how much of this has been original and how much of it's been redone?
The interior here, the decoration isn't. So the chairs aren't original, the colors on the wall aren't, but the layout, the footprint is all entirely the same. I mean, we're sitting underneath this beautiful arch with the box seats behind us and stuff. That's all original.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, when you come into the theater and you see that glorious facade, that has been 100% restored to its original, because it had various lives in between the time it was built. It was a movie theater for a while, and it got changed, and then they tried to save it in the 60s, and it just got covered up. And so now, from the exterior, it is an amazing building. We have won a number of preservation awards because of the work that we've already done, and we continue to do to restore this theater to the way it originally was.
So you guys got some grant money, or did you fundraise to redo the outside of the building, and you're kind of slowly working your way in?
Combination of everything. So far, over the last 20-some years, we've raised $3.3 million for this building, putting in handicap accessibility, elevators, restrooms, that facade that is so glorious. And of course, we continue because there's a lot to be done to return the interior to its original state.
And talking about some of the renovations, one of the things that you guys have added was a bar. So tell me a little bit, what the thought process on that? You know, but back in the days, everybody had to have a martini before they came into the bar.
Well, no, that's a modern function. We've come
that's just for the guys to get in here.
We have a different expectation. Although interestingly, way back when, the second owners of the building did put in a bar downstairs, and there was a separate entrance for the men. So I think they were recognizing that the men were sometimes not necessarily the ones instigating the trip to the theater. So they were appeasing adjusting them. But no, it's a modern convenience. Now audiences expect it, and it's kind of nice to be able to sit in and enjoy a performance with a glass of wine or a beverage. And it is, quite frankly, it's a revenue stream. It's another way to keep our prices down and continue to meet the needs.
Well, now, what's a typical ticket sell for any event? Let's say one of the Broadway shows coming in here. What would something like that?
The ones that we produce, it's only $33.
Okay.
Which it's a professional performance, high quality, $33. So, you know, if you went to any of the major cities, you're paying at least 2, if not 3 times that price. So it's a good value.
Exactly. It's a great value. And you guys, they have to understand that these production companies actually come with all their stuff here. They bring everything here. It's not like you guys make the setup on hand.
Well, actually, we do both.
Oh, you do both?
We do both.
Okay.
So when we bring in a concert, that they're bringing in. But the shows that we produce in the summer, we hire the entire company. So we hire all the designers and the actors and the directors. They build the sets at a scene shop and then move it in. And we put it together, those shows, in approximately 13 days.
Wow.
That's complete turnaround from the first read through to all the set build and everything else.
How many mistakes do they have during those? If it was me.
It's live performance, so that's the beauty of it. Every performance is different, and you can relish in the timeliness of it.
So if they have some Scott Pienta mistakes in them, then you know I was on stage, because I make mistakes all the time. Josh is always making fun of me how I read.
Well, you know what we tell from the kids is like, you just don't broadcast your mistakes.
Right.
Most people don't know that you just had to slip up, just plow through.
I do it all the time. I might call somebody by their complete wrong name, but I pretend like that's the name that they're given. So
that's their nickname.
That's their nickname for me. So tell me a little bit more about the art that you guys have. You open an art gallery down in the basement that you allow some different artists from the area. You guys have different themes for different things that you're doing. So tell me a little bit about that.
It's just another opportunity. The arts are not just about the performing arts, but it's about the visual arts as well. So we have a space downstairs. We use it for receptions. It's where the restrooms are. And so we've turned it into a gallery. And we have a group called Arts Alive, and they set up their themes. And they set up a theme, and then anyone can submit their art, whether they're a professional or they're a student. And they can, for $5, have their piece hung on the wall. They can have it for sale if they would like. And it's up for usually about 6 weeks, and then the next show comes up. So the people that are coming to see a show always get to see fresh, new, exciting art on the walls, and everyone else gets an opportunity to have an exhibit.
So you guys usually have shows now. If you guys are doing one of your performances, how long do those usually run for? Are those only for like a couple days? Are they for a week or 2 weeks?
The professional summer productions are 8 performances of each show. We also do professional kids shows at that time, so those same professional actors then do Friday and Saturday shows specifically for the kids. So Goldilocks and the Three Bears and The Wind in the Willows and Pinocchio are this summers. So those run for 2 weekends just for performances. And they're 10 a.m. And for the price of the ticket, you also get popcorn and juice at intermission, and an opportunity to meet the actors in the lobby afterwards and sign autographs.
Because kids don't get to get that chance to. People love to meet their actors. Kids, especially kids, they think it's like a movie star to kids. And it gives them something to aspire to be. Not that they want to be an actor, but it gives them some sense that they can do other things, that there's other things out there that they can perform, and they can get encouraged to get up on stage and do whatever, just to have fun at it. Even.
Absolutely. And even just participating in the arts. Every study that they've done in every school education system is about the value of the arts. So we have to expose our kids to that, whether it's on stage or just coming and watching or submitting a piece of art on the wall downstairs. It's all valuable. It helps build them to who they can be.
And that's it, and it's exactly it, because not everybody wants to be an actor, but you have scene decorators. You have lighting, you have sound, you have stage managers, you have all these other costumes, you have all these moving parts, even in the pit. You guys have a pit right down here. So you guys have a full orchestra and musicians. I mean, you've got so many things that they could do. Now tell me, we've done some other community theaters around the area here, kind of like the Sauk. And what about do you guys allow open auditions for regular everyday Joes to come in here and perform some shows? Do you
there's
guys
a
have those
community
type of
theater group in our community who rents the
They
theater.
rent the theater, okay.
So they're part of it also. So
Okay.
everybody can have an opportunity. So they're producing their own shows. We have our Tibbits Young Audiences, which we open up to 4th through 8th graders.
Okay.
And those are open auditions. And we have people, we've had them come over from Hillsdale and from Indiana and Sturgis and all around to be a part of those shows. So it really is, there's lots of opportunities. Our professional shows, we do have some community people who get involved. It's just a matter of whether they have the time to devote to it.
Right.
A lot of our kids get involved. We have a T-Tab group, Tibbits Theater and Beyond. So once they graduate our Tibbits Young Audiences and they're still interested, they can learn the backstage aspect. And they may be running spotlights for some of the shows or helping with set changes. Or sometimes they get parts. Extra parts.
That's awesome.
Shows. So, yeah.
There's a ton of things to do here. It's awesome that you guys do this kind of thing. How can people get in touch with you to be more involved?
Tibbits.org is our website. Very easy. And I always say Tibbits is a palindrome. So if you take off the S, it's spelled the same forwards as backwards. It's how you spell it, Tibbits. Or just give us a call. And then information is on the website as well. And there's audition opportunities, or you can just call and say, hey, I want to get involved. I want to volunteer, or I want to learn more about the Arts Alive, and we'd be happy to help. I've got a great staff.
So if you want to learn more, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So if you want to learn more about the Tibbits Opera House or how you can be involved, you can go visit them on their website at tibbits.org. Or just give them a call at the box office, and they have their calendar up there and everything else.
Absolutely.
All the time. Well, Christine, I appreciate it. Thank you
Scott,
very much
thank you for the time. And thank you for coming in to my home.
It's no problem. It's a beautiful home it is, and it's a great backdrop for what we're doing and talking about right now. It's much better than my studio. Can I use this for my studio now? Can we do
if you can fit it within our busy schedule, which you can.
I can see if I can do that. But for now, thank you very much, Christine, for having us out here. And you can find out more information, like I said, by going to tibbits.org and follow us along. And we always are posting things what they're doing here on htv1.net. Scott Piento along with Christine out here at the Tibbits Opera House in Coldwater, Michigan.